Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week and answer your questions live. If you have any question you'd like to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Hopefully everything sounds good, everything is looking good. I do want to give a happy Easter to everyone who celebrates that today. It was good, just family day. Grandparents came through with the Easter baskets and just really fun all around. But I was scouring again the internet to hopefully get some news, and we had some good amount of ones that again came up last minute because news is very light. I am calling it for next week. We will do an Ask Me Anything. I'll post it probably Saturday. And anyone that leaves a question on Twitter, on Facebook, or even on Instagram, ask your question there and I will answer it next week on an Ask Me Anything segment because the news keeps getting lighter and lighter. Besides the OnePlus announcement, which we're not getting the OnePlus 8 unless OnePlus randomly sends us one, yeah, that's going to miss out for sure. All right, now let's get to the news. All right, so first and foremost, Samsung has told at least the Korean media that they have no plans on moving back. Now, that is different from what I've heard from my sources in the US, but maybe Samsung is trying to push it forward simply for the fact that they don't really want to be on the downside after what happened to their S20. Their S20 sales have tanked compared to what they expected them to. Although I told you guys, and I told everyone, it would not be that good as it was in the past because of their huge price hike. Now, a lot of media attention has been coming on the fact that the phones really do cost a lot more to make because the telescope camera apparently costs $100 by itself. You have fingerprint scanners, you have a 5G antennas, which are expensive, and you have bigger batteries because of those 5G antennas. So those triple threat are causing the phone to be more expensive, along with the built-in fingerprint scanner, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. I'm just, then pick and choose your battles and see what you want. But overall, if you want consumers to buy, I don't think you start off at $1,000 when your competition is at $799. You just don't. If the iPhone is at $799, you cannot expect consumers to get yours equivalent model at $999. It's just not going to work. So that is just my thing. And again, the telescopic one could equivalent why the S20 Ultra was that expensive, but doesn't as much for the other one. So that's my opinion, so we'll see how it goes. But the light in this is that the Note 20 and the Fold 2 look like they are going to be going on the time, and that's surprising. Now, to lead credence to this is Samsung supposedly has already started production on the Fold 2 parts. So that's pretty impressive, just because originally, again, there was rumors the Fold 2 might have been coming out around June instead. That is when we had the Fold first come out, where it should have come out, I should say, because it had to take a month longer, I think, to end up releasing, if I'm not mistaken. Or it was supposed to come out in May, and then it came out in late June or early July. I forgot what it was last year after the delay. But it ended up around that June period. And this is when the Fold 2 was originally supposed to come out. So it's not too surprising that they're already manufacturing the parts, especially because they want to test them. They want to make sure they're rugged. They want to make sure that it will have no issues. I really am looking forward to the Fold 2. If we get an S Pen with it, I think it's going to be a much bigger hit this year. But it all does come down to the pricing. I truly do believe that Samsung should not price it any higher than $1,600. I think $1,500 would actually sell. So let me know what you guys think. Would you buy a Fold 2 with an S Pen with the latest specs if it was $1,500? Or what price would you be interested in a device like the Fold 2? At what price realistically? Let's not say like $800, because we all know that that's nowhere near what would make sense for Samsung to make that device. Currently, right now, Samsung's 5G Ultra rumored to have cost around $600, which is a lot of money for manufacturing. Manufacturing usually is like $300 for a smartphone. So if it's around that price point, I can see why they have to go up, especially for a foldable device. But let me know in the comment section, what price point would make you buy a Galaxy Fold 2 with an S Pen, with the latest specs, maybe even with some add-on features that Samsung doesn't have yet? Let me know in the comment section what price point you would be considering a Galaxy Fold 2 with S Pen. And in other news, on the other side of the spectrum with pricing, you have the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro. Now, these devices are going to be announced this week and come out for pre-order this week as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see, especially because OnePlus is known for having pop-up shops. I don't think this is the time or the place to do it, so I'm really afraid of OnePlus doing something silly like a pop-up shop right now. I really hope they don't, because they will get shut down so quickly. But we'll have to wait and see. But the price point is something that people have worried about OnePlus, because they have gone up steadily over every year, and they continue to go up in price. It looks like it will most likely be about $730 for the regular OnePlus 8. Now, this is replacing the OnePlus 7T, which was $699, then went down to $499. And I currently believe it's probably even cheaper now, but I think normal price for that device is $499 now. It did good at $499. It did not do good at $699 for the most part. So I'm really curious, if they keep going up in price, will consumers really be that interested in it? Now, they are supposedly going to a different carrier, but the real question is will this device even come to the US? Or will they do what they did last year, and they only came out with the 7 Pro last year, and then they came out with the higher tier version and then the mid-tier version. There is also a lot of rumors that they will have a light version. I do not think they're going to have it now. I think if anything, you're going to see a light version towards the end of the year, maybe with the T series. I just don't think they have enough manufacturing, and honestly, manufacturing is having enough issues as it is in China. So I would assume that if they do come out with a light version, it's not now. And plus, we have no real rumors about it at this point when it's coming out this week. So I do not think we'll see a light version this time around, maybe with the 8T. But for the Pro variant, we are looking at a price point of $930. Now, this is $30 more than the one I currently have, which is the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren. Now, the 8 Pro would be the successor of this device, but that is, I just don't know. Coming in at 930 is going to be interesting to see how well it'll do in the US. I think it'll be even more interesting if this phone is the rumored one for Verizon, because I do not think it will sell well in Verizon, to be quite honest. I think it's coming out obviously at a worst time possible, but it's really interesting to see how it will turn out overall with this. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to MFX. Thank you for the super chat donation. I really appreciate it, and love your lemon emoji that's giving the thumbs up like this. So thank you for that. But yeah, I don't know how well this phone will do. I will say that I hate the look of it. I love the green, as you know. I love the green, but I hate the look is so dated. It's so like dated. So I wish it changed it up a little bit more. I do not think that people are going to be happy with the hole punch on it as well, just because so many people loved, and I mean loved, the pop-up camera. Like, so many people loved that pop-up camera right there, that it was something that just people really fell in love with on this phone. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen say they loved it for that reason alone, so I do not think that's going to go over well, and I think it's going to hurt them. Hey, Rudy, thank you so much for the super chat donation. I really appreciate it. And I love the hippo. It looks like he's doing the Roman Reign thing, like this, and then he's going like, "You can't see me." So he's like two wrestlers in one. Two funny, interesting wrestlers for that fact. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think these will sell, or do you think these will not sell in the U.S. and just all around? Okay, this one was a big one for me, and I finally bit the bullet, and I even bought Disney Plus stock, or sorry, Disney stock myself, because I do believe that once this is all over, Disney stock will shoot back up, and it's a good time to buy Disney stock, in my opinion. I even also am very interested. I bought personally. I mean, it might go bankrupt, so it's a very risky one right now. But AMC Theaters is another one that is super cheap right now. So yeah, looking into that one. But back to the topic, it really is something that Disney Plus has already reached 50 million subscribers. And this is including India, which there was a controversy of India because they fused an existing one with Disney Plus over there, so they kind of took their subscribers, which had about 8 million, to be fair. But they expected to do this number, 50 million to 60 million, in 2 years. 2 years is when they expected to hit this milestone. I said from the beginning that Disney was underestimating themselves. I said last year that by Q1 of 2021, Disney Plus would surpass Netflix, and it's right on track to do that. Netflix only has 160 million, largest one out there, but Disney is coming for it. It's really coming for it, and the biggest part of it is this is without any Marvel shows. There are still hundreds of properties Disney and Fox own that is PG-13 and under, because they're not going to ever do a TVMA or rated R on Disney Plus. But there is so much content that they could bring there, and it will be the one. I think you're going to see more and more things leave Hulu that aren't TVMA and TV PG-13 and under. Leave Hulu, come to Disney Plus, and it really will be the one-stop shop for everything Fox and Disney, and it will be so big. I think you're going to start to see classics like, I mean, there are so many that you can see because of the Fox library, and I think they're only going to come more and more. This is unheard of, unprecedented. No one has ever been this big, this quick in the streaming business. And I think you're only going to see it go bigger. I personally would have already canceled my Netflix if it wasn't for my brother and other family members that use a Netflix account. They said they would pay for it, so I was like, okay, sure. So that's why I kept it. But I really don't care about Netflix, to be quite honest. I really don't. And I do think Netflix has benefited greatly from everything that's going on in the world right now, probably more than anyone. Outside of Amazon maybe, and DoorDash and all those, but it's Zoom. But it is definitely on the top 10 that are benefiting right now, Netflix is. And I do think that it did increase Disney's numbers as well in a month's time, for sure. But it is just really something to say that they went so far up so quickly, 50 million, and I think they're only going to keep going up. And not to mention, I think construction is going to keep going on the Disney parks while all this is happening. So you're going to have like the new theme parks ready. You're going to have so much that Disney has to offer. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming down the pipe with Disney. And I'm still promising it. I'm still betting on it that Disney Plus will have more subscribers by Q1 of 2021. All right, Google is trying to make sure that Stadia doesn't die a death in 2020. It probably will die in 2021. But to try to save it, what they are doing is offering free tier and 2 months of Stadia Pro to all. So basically, it expands it to more devices. You can get it like on the S20 and more devices right now. I honestly haven't used Stadia since my initial thing. canceled it, and I don't regret it at all. I really would kind of just use Steam more and things like that. Anything like NVIDIA that gives me access to my Steam library, at least most of the games. I know a lot of them are cut off. But I don't think Stadia was that impressive. Um, yeah, I'm just not as impressed with it as I hoped I would be, and I definitely don't see it as good as $10 a month. I think it should be entirely free, and then you only have to pay for the games you want. And that's it. So we'll see if it changes, but I don't think it's going to succeed the way it is right now. LG Velvet. This is supposedly the rebranding of LG's flagship. So basically, we know they have their V series, and it looks like LG Velvet will replace the G series. So we have not had a G9 yet come out, but it looks like LG will be moving towards LG Velvet instead of continuing the G series. I'm honestly perfectly fine with this. They patented it, so this is a patented name. It could definitely be what will be for the fall. And yeah, I mean, they've already moved the V series to the spring, so I mean, I guess just keep the V series there, which is still popular. But I think, yeah, maybe the G series just had a bad connotation, or maybe that's what LG thinks. Because, it went from LG Optimus G1 to LG G2, and now they're just taking rid of the G. So, I think the Optimus name had a bad connotation, and now I think the G series might have a bad connotation too. So yeah, it might not be a bad idea to just go with it and go with Velvet. I think it's an improvement, and Velvet 1, Velvet 2, we'll see how it goes. All right, and then we have the price point for the alleged Galaxy Tab S Lite that's coming out. Now, I will say I am more excited. So this was probably going to come out before the summer, basically springtime. So I'm guessing either April or May, maybe at this point. Maybe May or June. But it's priced right. It's going to be priced supposedly at $379, and I think that's a good price point. I think if you want to get a good tablet at a good price, I think it's a good price point to go with. However, I will say that I still don't know about this device because I still just don't not like an S series being without an AMOLED device. This would honestly be considered one of the ones I would be interested in if it wasn't for that. Now, there is rumors, and really good rumors apparently, about an S7 that's supposed to bring a lot of things coming. So we'll have to wait to see how that is, but very interested to see if they do a new flagship because they want to compete more with the iPad Pro now. I'm more interested in that than a light tablet, but I think the light tablet will sell more, of course. And then finally, let's talk about the huge price drop that the Pixel just had. The Pixel 4 has dropped down to $449. Wow. This was their flagship phone of last year, and it has dropped considerably. Now, the reason why this is so considerably is because you can find an S10 probably around this price point right now, but the S10 has a replacement phone already. There is no replacement for the Pixel 4. There will be no replacement for the Pixel 4 till October, November. And for it to drop this much already, Google knows it did not do well with it in sales. It needs to cut the price. And now they're probably taking a loss on it. It is sad. I will say that the Pixel 4 really overestimated their camera and how much people would like that alone and why people would get it that much. So hopefully they do more features, because I've said it from the beginning that stock Android is so far behind ones like OnePlus, like Samsung, like LG, that have better things on their phones, that stock Android is just so far behind in. It's one of the reasons I don't care about getting the latest version of Android, because the latest version of Android is about 2 to 3 years behind. So that's not something I'm really excited about, but I'm really curious to see, again, what Google will do to correct this, because they need to. All right, guys, now let's get to your questions. Again, if you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. All right. Let's see, it's 11:03. Where? Oh, that would be New York, right? I hope the Note 20 is better than the Ultra. I hope so too. I really want to see what Samsung does because the Ultra was a message. It's not. I don't want them to think it was just because of the world events why it didn't sell. It would have not sold as well. It would have obviously sold more than it did now, but it was priced too high, and I hope they realize they cannot price it that high. So I'll have to wait and see, but yeah, you can sell more quantities and worry less about getting how much per dollar on each device and sell more of them Samsung because it will not work out for you if you price the Note 20 that high. Let's see. Last words are triple threat causing. Oh, got it. Hit refresh. Oh, his video froze. Hopefully everyone else's video is okay. Should I upgrade if I am happy with the Note 8? I would say wait, because if you're happy with the Note 8 you didn't say which device, but if you're happy with the Note 8, then I would say wait to see what's going to come out. I will say that I love my S20, but I really have not been impressed by the camera quality, which was disappointing because it was supposed to change photography, and that it kind of sucks. It's a great camera. It's just it didn't wow me, if that makes any sense. And to be fair, I have the S20 Plus now. I no longer have the Ultra, so the zoom isn't as good, and I've definitely noticed that by now. Keep in mind, indoor shots are harder, but it's definitely not as good in terms of the zoom quality. Even at 5 times, it's nowhere near as good as the Ultra was. Let's see. I can't afford to pay that much for a phone. I don't think a lot of people could, so I completely agree with you. Love the show. Great info as always. Well, thank you, Paul. I really appreciate that. Do you think that the S21 will get a camera underneath the display? That was where I put the timeline as for the underneath the camera. We'll have to wait to see. I think that, again, all of the world events could definitely have affected everything. So we'll have to wait and see if that's still on track. That was the original time frame. Obviously, a lot's happened since then. What's your favorite budget phone or best bang for your buck? Ooh, I would probably say... That's really hard because there are a lot of really good ones. Let me see. Because right now, if you go online to Amazon, what could we get? So right now, you can get the OnePlus 7T or 7 Pro for under $500. So that's a pretty good deal. I'll share the 7T. This is an unlocked international version. 8 gigs of RAM, 120. Actually, you can even get the 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gig model for $470. So that is the OnePlus 7T. So that's the OnePlus 7T, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gig storage, best processor of last year. Awesome phone, really loved it. I did upgrade to the McLaren, but really good one. Now there are 2 other ones that I would consider. And that is the Pixel 3A, which let's see how much that is. So that one is $299. So really good. You can even get a refurbished XL for $294. So that is probably the one I would recommend. I'll leave all these links in the description below. So if you are watching after this, they should be up in the live comment feed while you're looking at this. So that one is $293 or $294. So I think those are going to be the best price ones. I will also look at, I'm a big fan of the Nubia series. I have reviewed a couple of them now, and I really think they're really underrated overall and aren't talked about that much. So let's see, we have, the Red Magic 3S. I would say the Red Magic 3S is going to be better than the 7T from last year. That is all sold out. Oof. And their 5G version still hasn't come out, but so that one isn't available right now. I don't think you can buy even the red. Yeah, you can't buy any of the old Nubias right now except for the other one, which was the Z20, which I still have that one. Just got it back. That is the dual screen phone one. So 2 screens. But yeah, so I would say either the Pixel 3A or the OnePlus 7T would probably be the best budget ones. Now, I did mention this earlier, so let's actually check it out before we're finished. And that is, what about the Galaxy S10 at this point? So how much is the Galaxy S10 right now? So the Galaxy S10 is $600 new, or you can get a renewed one, which is still always a great price and great deal and usually has very high marks. Regular S10, mind you, not an S10e, for $420. So that is a really good one to go with. Definitely recommend that one. So that would be the last one I would recommend. Galaxy S10. And yes, that is an unlocked variant too that'll work in the US. So there you go. All simple and easy, and those were the ones I would recommend. Okay, it looks like we have a birthday. Karam, I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Happy birthday. Really, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Cheaper devices, but better service always do better. True. If the new phone from OnePlus does sell, it may not reach the numbers they expect. Yeah, I don't think they're definitely going to reach good numbers right now, and it's just because people don't want to spend right now, and it's understandable. I mean, with unemployment going even higher, I know we were talking about it last week, but unemployment 16 million. That's insane. That's ridiculous. So that's I'm scared for next week. Like, I am scared totally about losing my job. And as many of you know, I have a day-to-day job, and I really am thankful. I've taken a cut back, but it's definitely something that is just not, like, I am thankful for my job. It is stressful. It is a lot of work. I wish I could spend more time on YouTube. I feel like I've slacked on YouTube since I've gotten this job, but I'm thankful to have one. I'm so thankful to have one, and something that I think, I was planning on buying a new car. There's no chance of me buying that anytime soon now. So it's just like there's a lot going on that I don't think people will be that open to doing it. Disney Plus, Hulu Plus, and ESPN Plus package is like 13. That's why it spiked in subscribers. Yeah, no, Disney Plus is far better price point for sure than Netflix. And I think that's what it needs to be actually. I think Netflix will end up lowering their prices to stay competitive. Because Disney Plus is priced, I think, right. Like even by itself, I think is I got it at a ridiculous deal. I got it for 3 years for like $3.33 a month. So I jumped on that deal as soon as I could. I would have renewed that 3 times over, but it only let you do it for 3 years, and I couldn't extend it. But yeah, I would definitely, if there's any deal that allows you to lock the price in now, definitely do it. Because again, Netflix was very cheap, right? And it went up, and it went up, and it went up, and it went up. And the thing I think people don't realize about Netflix is if Netflix were to suddenly lose one third, half of its subscribers, anything around there, it would go bankrupt. Netflix is in debt billions, hundreds of billions, and they are trying to survive, but I do not think they'll be able to withstand Peacock. I do not think they'll be able to stand HBO Max. I do not think they'll be able to withstand Disney Plus. I think if anyone loses this battle, Netflix will. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. Hey, we got a new super chat. Thank you so much, Brian. And any news on the Pixel Buds 2? No, unfortunately. Have not heard anything about it. In terms of it, we saw the images last week, so that's what we kind of talked about last week. But nothing really new. I hope the quality is good. Because it really is definitely something that it's something that I think that they need to improve. I love the Google Assistant thing. I love all that, the Google Translate thing, but the quality of the buds were just nowhere near in comparison. A lot of you guys may have seen the Jabra 75T review that I did. I love these headphones. I use them every day, and it's so good. Like I felt like I was praising too much in the video. I really did feel that towards the end. That's why I wanted to make sure to kind of their main issue is that they don't have wireless charging. But I mean, it really is just so much better than everything else I've tried. I've had so many freebies that I never did a video on from companies that sent me stuff. Like there are so many that are a dime a dozen. And once you've heard that many, you're really like, wow, these are so much better. Like, someone actually said they liked, and again, this is how everyone's ears are different, right? Someone said they liked the Galaxy Bud 2s Plus or whatever more than this. I cannot say that at all. The sound quality is so much better than these. That's actually the one thing that I will say is that the mics and the sound quality are nowhere near on the Galaxy Buds as good as the Jabras. And it stands out so much. I do wish they had the Iron Man edition ones, but I really I wish they had wireless charging though for sure too, because I have a wireless charger right here and I have to plug a Type-C connection into here. To be fair, it is more than a week worth. So even how much I use them. Let's see. I got Disney Plus because they gave Verizon subscribers a year for free. Shall see if I keep it next year. Yeah, and I think that's a lot of spike too, of course. That's also why Netflix had a spike. Netflix has gotten free for T-Mobile users for what, 3 years, 4 years, I think now? I think 4 years, because I had free Netflix for 1 year each when I got when I got two different upgrades for myself and two different ones for my family members. So yeah, I had Netflix free for 4 years, I think. You can still get it free if you're on the new one plan. I will never jump to that because it's way more expensive. But yeah, that's the reason why Netflix jumped so much for sure too. Has there been any leaked info on the new Galaxy Watch? No, nothing new yet. I don't think we'll hear more about it till, I would say, a few months down the road. I'm waiting for the Pixel Buds 2. Again, I'm very interested to see how they'll be Hey, Tricky Ricky. Tricky Rick is what they call me. Now it's like, hey, Phil, what's up? See your review on the Jabra 75T Elite. Are they better than the Galaxy Buds Plus? Yes, I would definitely. I did not see your question, but yes, they are. Definitely better than the Buds Plus. I will say the Buds Plus are a huge improvement from last year, but especially mic quality. Like, I've tried to record videos with true wireless headphones because, they're very simple and easy. Just put them in your ear and they're not really obtrusive that much. And if you can only have one ear, right? So if I only have, for the Jabra 75T, if I only have the right one, then I can talk like this angle and you can't see it. You can't see how I have a wireless mic. Right here I have a mic you can see. But if I would have it in this ear, you couldn't see that I have one in this ear. So it's really just a good presentation overall. To have true wireless headphones, the problem is that most of their mics suck. So Jabra is the only one to ever pass the Starbucks test. Even the 85H, their over-ear headphones, have been the best, better than Sony, better than Bose in terms of microphone quality. So it really is something that I do hope that, again, we keep getting better and better on all different brands. Right now, though, I will say, microphone-wise, there is no beating Jabra in terms of true wireless and over-the-ear headphones. And obviously on the on-ear headphones that we did, the Jabra, I forget what these are called. I have them for my serious conference calls. I forgot what these are called, but I always still rock these. If you ever, these ones, I think they're called the 75s. These are the best ones, microphone you'll ever have. Obviously, it's actually an external mic, but these cancel out everything. You can have, when this is all over, you could have a conference call inside of a Starbucks with all the noise that a Starbucks has, and no one would ever know you're in one because their noise canceling is that good on the mics. Let's see. Any news on when Rigsby is coming out? No news yet, but it's hard at work. It is doing so much folding and computer work right now. You'll get the reference if you know all the tech supercomputers are doing right now. Let's see. Ensure the beans will be better. Yeah, I'm super excited for the Galaxy Beans that we talked about last week. We showed the first images of it. I'm really excited for those. I really, really, really hope that those do well. Why do people like the LG V60? I can't wait to return mine. Really? So I'm surprised. I have not heard anything bad about the V60 from someone that has used it. So I'm really kind of curious. What don't you like about it? I have only heard from different YouTubers that have all liked it, thought it's really great. I really loved the LG G8X from last year. I'm gonna hopefully test out the V60. I have like a stack of cards because obviously I want to keep producing content for you guys. So I have like a stack of cards for all these different companies to contact them that I got from CES. So hopefully we will be reviewing more products over the next coming weeks and kind of bringing you new content, because that is one thing that, it is with all this stuff going on, I don't want to run out of products to review, and I'm running low. I mean, if you've seen some of the videos, I'm taking stuff that I recorded a while back. You can tell because I have longer hair on some of these, and yeah, you're going to be seeing ones that like were just left on the cutting room floor. I have ones for these lights that I've never done that I still want to do. Aperture has the best lights. Each one I use now is from Aperture. So a lot of stuff that will be coming that I kind of put on the back burner. But yeah, I'm very curious to see why don't you like the LG V60. LG has been kind of horrible for a while. I would not say they're horrible. I say they overprice their phones. I mean, I know there's LG fanboys out there, but I would say they overpriced their phones for a while. And again, in this market, it was that they were always going to be a niche sold device. If they want to be a high selling device, they had to drop their price, and that is what they're doing now. I love the dual displays that LG gives you because I am a multitasker and I always use split screen all the time. So for me, 2 screens was awesome. So yeah. I might wait for 2021 Galaxy or sort of a hybrid fold with the hidden camera concept. I do think that hidden camera will be very cool, although I don't know if it will have a tint. The rumor is that hidden cameras right now are too dark in terms of their photos. So we'll have to wait and see how it comes out when high-end brand does it. Oh my God, I fell for the reviews and I'm irked at everyone who endorsed it. Again, I have not tested it out. I'm really kind of curious to see what you didn't like about it for the LG V60. This is the first year I'm thinking about not upgrading my Note just to send a message. I can definitely understand that. There's been plenty of times, to be quite honest, where I have not felt that I wanted to upgrade my device. I do it because I have a YouTube channel, but there's been plenty of times where I just didn't want to because I'm like, it's not good enough. When will update to 120 Hz at full HD instead of the 60 Hz scrolling? I'm guessing you're talking about the S20 maybe, or what? Which one are you talking about? I'm guessing you're talking about the S20 being in the full 1440p, maybe? I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but let me know which device you're talking about. Do you think Apple stores will change once they reopen the US? In what way do you think they'll change? I mean, I still think Apple stores are needed for the way Apple does business. So no, I don't think they'll change too much. I guess in what way do you think they'll change? Let me know, TFR60. P40 or Ultra? Do you use Google services? If you use Google services, hell no on the P40. Not even a question. Just because there's still people that try to put Google services on Huawei phones, and it's just they still always say it's just not the same. It's not the same experience. Do not do it if you have Google, if you need Google, which I would say I would never trust one without Google. In terms of security, in terms of everything, Google Play services and Google Play Store protect your phone very well, and I would not trust it otherwise. So for me, never P40. Not even a question. Ricky, I'm in the process of doing redoing my home office. What would you be a good widescreen 4K monitor to get? There are a lot of good ones out there. I would say, I mean, I went for Samsung because I get a discount from them. But I went with the ultra wide. If you saw, I did like a live video a couple weeks ago where basically I showed off my display, but my display is a not a 4K display. It is an ultra wide 49-inch monitor. So I effectively have 3 screens, and I got this software that really does allow me to divide it perfectly 3 screen wise. So I love that. I really do love it. But that was perfect for my uses because for me, it was about getting more stuff done. I could have the real estate for 2 displays for my video editing and still have another panel playing whatever I want, whether it be Twitter, whether it be finding pictures or images, or looking through different videos, or just playing a YouTube or playing music while I focus on here. It was the perfect setup for me. In terms of monitors, though, I will say I've been very happy with Samsung. I've never had any issues with them. And that's not true. Actually, one monitor did go out last year. Actually, I forgot about that. A 27-inch monitor. It was a S27E310 that I had gotten, and that was a regular 1080p monitor. LG makes great monitors, but I don't know enough about the other monitor brands like Asus, Acer, HP are all decent from what I hear, but they all get their panels from LG or Samsung. So I would just whatever has really good reviews out there. But yeah, you also want to look into what kind of quality you're getting, because I really do think it's easier to get a 4K monitor right now. It depends on the size you want to get to. Are you going for a 27-inch, a 32-inch, a 43-inch, a 49-inch? Actually, a 49-inch I don't think only goes up to a 1440p even with the newest version. So yeah, so there's a lot of different possibilities out there. Do you want a Type-C connection? That's also another thing if you want to have a Type-C connection, so you have that perfect, power delivery from laptop later on down the line. So those are all things to think about. I would say connections. What kind of quality is it? Is it OLED? Is it QLED? Or is it just regular LED? I think those are some questions you want to answer, and just find the best version of that. And again, I would look at the reviews. By the way, one thing I want to comment, just a random thought on reviews lately. I don't look at Amazon reviews anymore. So when I shop on Amazon now, I never look at anything but the stars, because I've really noticed that there are so many paid fake competitors that are leaving bad reviews on products. And it is really gotten out of hand. I wish Amazon would really pay attention to this more, because it has really gotten out of hand how many fake reviews that are there. And it was something that me and my wife were talking about. And it's like it's something like, oh, like for our stroller that we had, they were like, oh, but you can't find like a base station for it. And it's like, yeah, you can. And it's like, it's very obvious that you can. So it's just like, there are clearly so many, and I've seen this for other products that I bought in the past, and people are like, oh, this is garbage and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, it worked perfectly for me, and I've gotten multiple of these. So it's really interesting. I would say be very cautious of reviews you look at on Amazon, because a lot of them I feel are becoming more and more fake, and what they are is, and I found that this is real, as a real thing, is that competitors pay to get fake reviews made so that people will not buy that device and they'll buy their own. And it's just a really horrible practice that I really feel like is taken over Amazon, like really by a lot. So I just look at the stars now. I really don't look at the feedback. If it's like, over 100 people and the stars are more that way, I'll trust that over the bogus reviews that I'm seeing a lot of now. Along with the Scouter Est pre-releases in 2025, definitely. I hear the Fold 2 is supposed to have an underscreen camera on it. If so, will it be tested if it's going to be good? I don't know how that would work on the Fold 2. I would be surprised if the Fold 2 would be the first one to come out with it. I think you're going to see that on an M series or an A series smartphone from Samsung first, later this year. But we'll have to wait and see. I think Samsung will put the camera under the screen on the Note 20 and graphene batteries on the S21. I think it still might be too early for graphene batteries at the beginning of next year, but we'll have to wait and see. I predicted it will be right at the end of next year. So I had said on the 2021 Note or the 2022 S series, but we'll have to wait and see. Graphene batteries, I think, are still very rare. Okay. Whoa! A whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. I apologize for being that loud. I think that was pretty loud on it for sure. All right. I think Sammy will. Oh yeah. So, do you do video on the best laptop out? Oh, have I done a video on the best laptop out? No, but it would be a pretty unfair video. Here's the thing. I do not review a lot of laptop manufacturers, HP, Dell, Lenovo, any of them, Acer. None of them send me laptops. So I don't therefore review laptops. The only laptop I review are the ones I buy. So I can give precious praise to the Dell XPS 15 because that is what I operate everything off of. Everything that is done on this channel is from a Dell XPS 15. This was about $1,500, I think, when I bought it. Originally $2,000, so it was a pretty good deal, actually. I got about $500 off. And yeah, it has a good graphics, good processor, i7 processor, 1 terabyte solid state drive, 32 gigs of RAM, because RAM was one of the biggest things I needed, and what was the graphics card on here? I can't remember what it was now. It was before the 20s. What was before the 20s? I can't think of the processor that was on here. Mid-range though processor, 1550. I don't know. But yeah, so I can just check, Ricky. Why don't you just check? $1050. So I had a 1050 graphics card on here. Now, the reason that I got this computer though was because it had a Type-C connection that allowed me to get an external graphics card. So with my external graphics card, 2070 GTX Super or RTX Super, that one allowed me to do all the video editing at really quick speed. So yeah, so the best laptop I can give my recommendation for would be the Dell XPS 15. It's only gotten better since I have bought mine, and that was about 2 years ago now. So that's the one I would recommend as the best laptop. The Dell XPS series is great. I will say I would have recommended the Dell XPS 13 very highly. I never had any problem with my work one, which I had for about a year, but my wife did have a problem with hers, and I'm still trying to repair it on my off time. So that is one thing that it just kind of it messed up. It looks like Windows just completely messed up, so I'm going to have to reinstall Windows on it, it looks like. So yeah, so that's why I've never done a video on the best laptop out there and why I probably wouldn't until that would be fair enough to actually get a lot. When looking Chinese phones, what model should they stay away from global and international? Some Xiaomi phones and Oppo phones have Chinese ROMs trying to avoid. Yeah, I really wouldn't get any phones that are made for China only. It has to be international or global. But even those, you have to kind of check certain things because, like, some of them won't allow you to have, like things. What are they called? Launchers on them, and it's really annoying because then you have to use their crappy ROM setup. So it really is a big thing of like, yeah, it's not good for sure. Why T-Mobile let John Legere go? He moved the company from almost irrelevant to a powerhouse that is today. So I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about why, right? It's because here's the thing: his contract was up this year. So when you become a CEO, as I learned, I did not know this about a year and a half ago. Is when I learned. Like Bob Iger and John Legere, Disney and T-Mobile CEOs respectively, both of them had contracts that were up this year. Bob Iger's ends at the end of this year. He actually opted early, and T-Mobile's with John Legere was this year as well. So this was always going to happen. John Legere is still on the board of directors, I believe, as well as Bob Iger is on the board of directors as well. So it's not that they're leaving the company entirely. They still have a lot of stock. They have all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, the question is did T-Mobile offer John Legere an insane amount of money in order to keep him? Or did they were like, well, no, we can't afford to pay him more? And I hope not. I hope that they really saw the value in him because he is T-Mobile. In terms of everything that T-Mobile has become is him. He is the image and the main thing behind it. I still say that this new CEO should not do all of T-Mobile's launch stuff and un-carrier announcements. I still think if John Legere is on the board, let him do it. Because he is the image of T-Mobile, and that way it kind of gives better reinsurance. The question you have to ask is, where is John Legere going? That is such an interesting question. Because this guy has taken, I forgot what the other company was, but he's taken another company and brought it to relevancy as well as he did with T-Mobile. So whatever company he goes to is going to be so interesting to see what he does. And I would bet so many companies would want to have him. He has a pick of his choice, I believe. I truly do believe, for all the stuff that Verizon and AT&T has said about him over the years, I believe either one of them would kill to get Verizon, to get him a CEO of Verizon, to get him a CEO of AT&T, especially Verizon, because Verizon's about to be number 3rd place. in terms of the carriers in the US. So you bet that would want to be something. So yeah, be very curious to see where he ends up going. John Ledger was so lined up for a new job already before the merger happened. I guarantee, yeah. I mean, I guarantee you, he could have been to T-Mobile like, look, company A is telling me they will pay me, $50 million a year. I don't know if that's anywhere near his salary. I don't know what his salary is. $50 million a year, and you're currently paying me $30 million a year. Will you match it? No? Okay, I'll go. That definitely could have happened. Cars are going to be so cheap now. You can say that cars are going to be so cheap now. I will say I have not seen any good deal on cars. Maybe it's going to take 2 more months or something like that, or a month more. But yeah, cars, I've been waiting. Trust me, because the same cars I've been looking at, I've been waiting for. And the same cars I've been looking at were EVs or hybrid plug-ins. So maybe it's just the car I'm looking at, but I've definitely been looking. Haven't seen prices drop that much yet, but definitely still looking. Although, again, I still don't think I would buy. Yeah, I'm glad you got a job at home, Ricky. Yes, I'm very happy and very lucky to have one for sure. I got unemployment for now. Never been unemployed since 18. Hope things turn out well, Rudy, for sure. Thank you so much for that super chat donation, man. I really appreciate that. Going to look into Disney Plus. I have Netflix for free through my carrier, so yeah. Again, it has a lot of content. We did a best TV shows on Disney Plus. I've already recorded the best movies of Disney Plus. That will probably come out tomorrow night or Tuesday morning. The question is, who buys out Netflix? That is a curiosity, and the easy answer should be Apple. But we'll see if they do. I think Apple would benefit the most by buying Netflix. Totally do. Their streaming service is garbage, and Netflix would be perfect. So yeah. Plus, Apple could pay off all their debt. So win-win. But yeah, I don't think anyone else could afford Netflix very easily other than Amazon and Apple. It's fine. I'm studying and we'll go get my license once it's all over. It's cool. I've not heard much of Bean Buds when they're coming out. The rumor is currently right now with the Bean Buds is that they're going to be coming out with the Note. Ricky, what is a good cheap capture card? I don't know. The one I got is the Elgato HD60, and I got the Elgato HD60S. I got 2 of them because originally I was going to do a split kind of thing over here. I still like the idea of being able to do that down the line, but I will say that I got cheaper ones. I got 2 cheaper ones, and both of them failed me. So I'm kind of weary on the cheaper ones, but God, Elgato, you're still so expensive. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't recommend the cheaper ones just because I had such a bad experience with them. But I can tell you that every live streamer I know for a capture card usually uses Elgato. I see some other ones there. That one was one that failed me tremendously. Mirrorbox. Do not get a Mirrorbox. I got 2 of those and those failed me. But I don't remember the other one. Like I got their cheaper one, then I went for their more expensive one, and both failed me. Then I went with another brand, it failed me, so I just went with the HDS after that. So yeah, I don't remember that one, but that one I do remember how it looked like. So yeah, the mirror box I would not recommend, even though they are cheap, $89 and $109. It was the reason why I went for that one instead of the HT60S, which is $179. Oh, now they have an HD60 Pro, huh? Oh, that's for desktop. But yep, that is the one I would recommend, even though it's pretty pricey, I would still say. I still compare Earbuds to my old design buds, still the best. Sound design buds. Who made the sound design buds? Bean buds, 179. Not a bad price. I was going to quit in May or June anyway. Just came a month early. Got it. Jambra ambient sounds horrible. You can't use one at a time. You can use one at a time. You can use the right one by itself. You cannot use the left one by itself. No wireless charging is a no-go for me. Definitely understand that. Galaxy Buds Plus all the way. Again, I respect anyone who wants to have that. The ambient sound, I don't really use that often, so the few times I have used it, it's been fine for me. But again, to each their own. What's the difference of battery life between the 65T and 75Ts? 65T I felt like lasted only like 3 or 4 hours. These ones are like double that. Like I've worn them for like a 6 hour work shift, off and on, but no issues. And I kept them in my pocket, so I didn't have them charging. I turned them off when they were in my pocket, but yeah, so easily over 6 hours. I think they're rated for 7 or 8 hours, but I can only speak to my experience. Ricky, can I post a link? I don't know if it allows you to post links. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, capture card is definitely the best way for streaming for sure. It's for Galaxy Watch Best Buy. I heard Apple may be doing away with the Beats line. That would be, I don't know why they would do that. I guess they don't want to compete with themselves, but unless Apple makes some over-the-ear headphones, I would be very interested to see why they would do that. I had the LG 60 software. It is slow, crashes, heavy. That's not good. I thought LG improved that. If you use another launch like Nova, definitely would, always recommend. It won't remember the settings. It keeps changing me from gesture buttons to navigation. And I think that is a problem with Android in general for gestures on third party, but obviously that's what you're having to do for it. The phone is heavy, not the software. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Post issue around the world. Have we reached the end of the $1,000 smartphones? No, no. It's only going to continue for sure. I think what's more interesting is that I don't think we're going to go too far beyond 1,000 now, as we were doing. I think Samsung's failure definitely showed that. Hey Ricky, do you remember that college of old stream setups you had I made? Do you think you will something similar to that next year YouTube anniversary? Wait, what do you mean? Old stream setups you had I made? Oh, of like all the images from all of the different studios, I think is what you're talking about. Do you think you will do something similar for your next YouTube anniversary? Yeah, I mean this year it was like in the middle of when I was changing my job, so I didn't really get to do a YouTube anniversary video this year or anything like that. So yeah, hopefully we can celebrate next year. Next year will be I started in 2012, so next year will be 9 years. I have an S20 Plus. I know we can't scroll 120 hertz in quad HD. We have to scroll in 60 hertz. Correct, but just use 120 hertz in 1080p. It's way better, in my opinion, like way better. Quad HD I barely noticed, so yeah. What's the name of the software? And hopefully it will come with an update, but I don't think Samsung will come up with if they do come in with an update for the S20 to get that, it won't be till the Note comes out, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see. Because I do believe the Note will have 120 hertz Quad HD. And granted, it's a software update they could do on the S20, but I don't think they will till the Note gets it. What's the name of the software that allows you to split your screen? Yes, I want a Type-C connection, and I was looking at LG. What is the software that I use? That was the built-in software from Sam's. Display Fusion Pro. I think it was like something like $15 or something like that, a one-time fee. But yeah, I love this setup. I watched a YouTuber that had the same thing. I think his was a 43-inch monitor, but he kind of showed how to do it. So then I took what he had, changed it from my monitor, and it's awesome. It's like it really is a great experience for sure. But yeah, Display Fusion Pro. Let's see. No, only that, but companies exchange good reviews for free products. Lots of headphone companies do that. Yeah, for sure. I've turned down a lot of them. Online reviews, tech rant, online reviews from retailers, for sure. Is 5G bad for us? No. Despite what all the rumors are about 5G, there's nothing yet that is actual evidence and not came from one report that was found to be false. That no, as of right now, there is nothing wrong that has been proven health-wise about 5G. Millimeter waves cannot even pierce your skin. So, again, there is nothing with 5G that can hurt you, that anything is proven otherwise. Again, millimeter waves cannot pierce skin. That's always the best kind of one line you can tell a person. It's like, oh, the millimeter waves are infecting you and, doing stuff to your body. Millimeter waves cannot pierce skin. That's what makes them so crappy. They can't pierce anything. You could, a millimeter wave antenna could be in front of you, and you could have an umbrella, and it blocks it. It's just, yeah. Millimeter waves are crappy. That's my stance on it until I see actual evidence that I can go back on, and it's been researched by scientists that haven't been discredited, that have, actual credentials. It's still what it is. I was offered free headset in exchange for a review. Yeah, I've been offered that plenty of times, and I don't do that. Now all you need to do is review a capture card. Now all I need to do is review a capture card. Yep, there you go. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. What setup would you recommend to play flight sim games? I do not know that kind of stuff. I mean, I have seen some legit flight sim setups, like controls, both sides, the wheel and the cockpit, like little thing on the side. I've seen some crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to start with that. Um, I don't know. I wish I did, but for flight sims, there's all kinds of different setups you can do. It's really cool when I see it. Go through customs and Dell XPS or MacBook, and why? I think that's up to you. It really depends on something very simple. Do you want a PC or a Mac? I think I can easily say that the Dell XPS gives you more for the same price. I don't think anyone would doubt that at this point. Macs are always overpriced and compared to their PC counterparts for what you get inside. So yeah, I would easily say that Dell XPS you get a better bang for your buck, but those are two completely operating systems that are nothing alike in my opinion. So I think it depends on what you want. I need a good desktop to stream DOJ, GTA 5 roleplay. I mean, I obviously used to build all my desktops back in the day, but you can get some really good pre-made ones in gaming specs now. So yeah, I would just Get a current i7 gen, 8th gen or 10th gen, and then get a good dedicated graphics card and you're good. I mean, you can go with an i5 too, but I always believe get it for the long run, right? You don't want to buy it every 2 years. You want to last it every 5 years more so. So I would get the latest i7 and then get a good graphics card, 2060 maybe, or 1660 or something like that, and I think you'd be a good start for that. For those games. If you want to get better games, then you can get a better graphics card. 65-inch Roku 4K TV, 468. Is it a good deal? I've seen better prices, but it is good. I mean, they just keep getting cheaper and cheaper. Um, who is the TV by also? Because Roku usually doesn't make their own TV. It's usually a TCL or Hisense. I got my Hisense. I think it was a 55 though. I think I got that one for like $249. That was Black Friday. So yeah, you can definitely find good deals out there. But yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for. What phone will replace the Note 10 Plus? Any hint of the features and replacements will be like? It will have everything the S20 has and better. I do believe it will have the 120 hertz quad display. I do believe that it will improve the camera quality and have much better focus with the ultra camera. So yeah, those are the two things I expect. Other than that, we really don't know that much, to be quite honest. We'll start getting all the rumors about the Note more in June. That's when all of them start flooding in. Maybe late May. We'll see. Imagine if the Marvel Cinematic Universe picked him up. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have Kevin Feige. They don't need him. Just saying. All right, I do need to start wrapping up, guys. I didn't realize how long we were going today. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. So I'll start to fire through these kind of quick. Question: would an Xperia 1 or a Google Pixel 4 XL be decent until 2021 to use T-Mobile? Funny you ask that. I don't even know what this model is. I just know that our friend of the channel, Juan Carlos Bagnell, let me borrow his Xperia. I think he said it was an Xperia 5, if I'm not mistaken. I have not reviewed a Sony phone since never. Never reviewed a Sony phone. Always seen them at CES. Always had a good impression about them. Never reviewed them. Love this little shutter button over here. So yeah, I will be checking this out. I literally got it. I need to get a case for it because I don't trust myself without a case. So I have it in a drawer until I get a case. I need to find out which one it is. But yeah, I will be telling you my experience with Sony over probably next week. Not this upcoming week, but next week. I'll probably do a first impressions or maybe even a review, depending on how much time I get to spend with it. I can't really do battery life tests though while this situation. Elgato is really relevant brand in streaming. Yes, for sure. Who makes the good webcam? Definitely, I would have to give it to Logitech. I myself, for all my conference calls, use a webcam because Zoom doesn't really recognize my streaming camera that I'm using right now. So I use this one. This is a Logitech 922, I believe is the version I got. So yeah, really good. Mine's a 1080p version. I know they have a 4K one, and I think the Bravio is probably the best one Logitech makes. Logitech webcam, and I do recommend using a webcam. I'm also going to do a video on how to set up a webcam because Jesus, there is some people, oh wow, some really bad streams that I have seen for sure. Actually, that's funny. Webcams looks like they're completely sold out right now at the moment, which I can totally understand, but it looks like they are completely sold out on Amazon. All Logitech cameras look like they're sold out. This is crazy. Oh my god, except for the dirt cheap ones. Logitech cameras are sold out. Oh, and the $800 ones for like a professional. Even the Brio. Wow, the Brio is expensive. It's like a $250 one, I think, normally. and even that one sold out. Some people are trying to sell it for 400. Yeah. So Logitech is the best, and I think it's pretty much. You know where you probably could get one though? Best Buy. So Amazon's completely sold out of them, but Logitech probably can get it going. Now I've heard good things about the Razer one too. I have not used it myself, but I'm very curious right now because obviously it makes sense that everyone is getting them right now because, that's how we're communicating right now. But yeah, I mean, I said this on, wow. Yeah, they're sold out a lot. Let me see if I can. And yeah, it's even telling me that everyone near me is sold out right now. So, so yeah, good luck getting them. Oh, that's the one I have. So the one I have was $100. It looks like currently right now, and it's the C922 Pro. So yeah, that's the one that is currently the one that you can get. So yeah. Let's see what else. Good headphones with wireless charging. Anker Liberty Air 2s, $100. I know you love yours, man. The Pixel 4 should be skipped. Yeah, or well, you're saying the next one, Pixel 4a, and then there's the Pixel 5. That's one we're on, right? Yeah. They're possibly doing away with the Beats line for Apple over-the-ear headphones. That would be very interesting. Whoa, a bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. Trying to finish some of these questions, and I really don't know where we were at now. Okay. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on with the baby and getting a home. Yes, I had bought a home during that time. Thanks for the 120 hertz answer. Curious why the clock is always frozen at 115. The 115 thing is a whole thing about how this channel originated, and it's actually 116. So that's why I even have a Tech Guy 116 shirt. It was a whole thing of just 116 was what the clock was frozen at. So basically, I always did videos kind of highlighting that, and clothing line kind of highlighting it, which you can get in the down below the description. We have our clothing line. Why are we all up like we don't have to dial into work tomorrow, right? I do too, and believe me, oh man, I know my week's already packed. Hey, what's the release date for the new Note? From what Samsung says, we're still getting it at the same time, which means it will be announced in August. How's your back, Ricky, by the way? Better. Dell gives you more, but Red Bull gives you wings. Nice. How come we can capture 8K video, but how come you can't watch 8K videos on YouTube? I see thumbnails on YouTube, certain 8K video, and try to stream it and see it at 1440p because your phone is set at 1440p at max. Just like iPhones can still not view that quality. iPhones can't even view 1080p on some of their smartphones because they don't have a 1080p display. So yeah, so that just depending on that, that's what it is. Your computer is the only one that allows you to view an 8K video on a non-8K display. Everything else falls in what it actually is. Hey, I bought this webcam in 2017. That was 3 years ago. Same webcam, still there. Will Apple still have the devices on display in the store or everyone to handle? Yes, I totally believe they will. I don't think they're taking that away, even though, yeah, you kind of question if they should. But it does give you 50 first date questions. We will quickly go over that. Our shameless plug, 50 First Date Questions, is an app I made. Love you to download it. Love you to give it a great rating if you had fun with it. It's a really great app to play with a significant other, someone you're currently chatting with online that you may think you have some interesting things with. Play it, and it is a really fun two-player game to get to know someone. 50 First Date Questions, links in the description. All right, and I think we kind of got over when you coming to spend time with your wife. And that is time to finish. So thank you guys always so much for watching. That is definitely my cue to go. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Give a like, thumbs up before you head out. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.